I swear, you guys, I'm going to be late to my own funeral. Oh my God, let me take off my glasses to avoid this glare that we're going to get. And let's talk about freaking Pretty Little Dumbass Liars show. Sorry, I'm not trying to exclude you if you have a different opinion than mine. Oh my God, I was so pissed off at this episode, you guys. Like, no. Did I already say no? Because I meant no. Like, you know what I mean? It was really disappointing. Yeah, sorry. I was checking out Twitter because I'm having trouble with my Hangout. Go figure. I'm always having trouble with this shit. And I said I was going to look at it and learn how to do it, but I didn't. And you guys, I'm sorry. I was kind of slacking. Okay, so the chat box is up on my new video, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm just going to type a message. I had to cancel it before, and I was really disappointed because I couldn't get comments, and I want you guys to talk to me. Like, that's the whole point of me making this video, is for you guys to talk to me. You know what I mean? So hopefully you guys stuck around. Thank you so much for being patient with me. Hopefully, if you're still there, let me know if you can see and hear me okay. And yeah, we'll get this chat started about this episode. I did do a live reaction to it, and I'm going to look like such an asshole because I'm not like a mean, rude person, but like in the beginning or whatever, I was like, when it showed Cece, I was pretty excited, to be honest, because I thought she was Redcoat. She was my #1 pick for Redcoat, and I was really excited to see that. And then as the show went on, it was revealed that she was actually A, and that really, really made me so mad, because if you have been on my channel for a while, after Welcome to the Dollhouse, you'll know that I did a video on my two top Charles suspects, and they were Cece and Ezra. And then frickin' Marlene King tweeted out, "Oh no, we're not going to go the transgender route," or whatever she said. And I'm like, okay, that eliminates Cece, and I've been Ezra, ride or die ever since, right? Well, then Marlene freaking King comes on there and says, "Oh, yeah, gotcha, because we're actually going to be doing the transgender route in freaking Cece's A." That is such bullshit. Like, how are these fans that were supposed to piece this together and get this autographed script that she supposedly had supposed to figure this out when she said there's no transgender theory, or we're not going down the transgender route? And that really made me mad that she made a transgender person turn out to be some freaking psycho. Yes, I'm smoking. I'm sorry. I don't condone it. Don't smoke because it ruins your life, but I'm getting off topic. It pissed me off, you guys. So if you can see me, if you can hear me, leave a chat comment in the box. That'd be great. And yeah, I was just a little bit peeved, just a wee bit, just like this much. If you loved it, let me know. I'm not going to bash you for loving it. I hated it personally. And one thing that I'm really pissed off at right now, more than that episode, is people on Twitter like talking to Marlene and attacking her as a person. That's not cool with me. Like, really, no, that's not okay. Nobody should be doing that shit. Anyway, so we learned Cece was freaking Charles/Charlotte, and then we learned that irrelevant Sarah Harvey was Redcoat and Black Veil. So good job, guys, that said Redcoat and Black Veil were two different people. I'm tweeting out that my live stream is on right now. If you can tweet it, I can't share links from my computer, so do me a favor. I would love you guys. Hashtag face to face, hashtag it's all lies, hashtag it's all fucking lies, you guys. Okay, so let's get started. I do have some comments. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hey, Olivia, what's up, girl? Stephanie wants to know, or Steph wants to know, did I see it coming? I saw a major disappointment coming, if that's what you're referring to. I was cautiously optimistic this morning, and then it went downhill when I started watching the episode. So my live stream will be my live reaction is going to be up. It's not very long, not as long as I've seen floating around. So it's going to be up. And I'm going to say again that when Cece was first revealed, I thought she was going to be Redcoat. So I was really excited about that. And I was like, Cece. And then as the episode progressed and she was revealed as Charles, I got really pissed off. Mainline Mysteries. Hey, I watched your video. What's up, Jackie? I love you, girl. Yeah, I'm mad too. Let's send angry letters to Marlene about her show, not about her as a person. Okay, My Bookish World. Can you talk about the fact that Toby's mom died when he was a teenager, but in this episode she died when Charles and Bethany were 10? Like, plot hole. Yeah. Yes, I completely agree. I was really, really angry, and that didn't make any sense. But then again, we also have people saying that they refilmed it after the spoilers came out. I don't think that's true, because I don't think Ren was ever intended to be A, because I talked to several people on Twitter, and especially Diane. Diane was like, she was doing research, and she's like, Julian Morris wasn't even in the country when they were filming the actual finale. If they refilmed it, he wasn't in the country when they were doing the first film. So he couldn't have been A, and he was the most logical choice. I feel like they just like pulled a rabbit out of their ass, was like, here you go, here's A. No, it didn't work for me. Okay. Stephanie says, I was excited at first, but there were too many glaring plot holes. I was so excited at first. I was so excited when Cece was revealed. And I was like, Redcoat all the way. And then no, didn't work. Didn't work. Olivia says, I grew up watching a lot of soaps, so I liked how campy it was. Yeah, okay. I can see your point. Regan or Reagan? You got to tell me how to say your name, because I don't want to butcher it. Reagan was disappointed that the backstory was not explained in very much detail. It was great when Emily punched Sarah, though. Yes, it was great, because I've been wanting to do that since we saw Sarah Harvey's ugly face on my screen. Now, she's really pretty, and I like her short hair, but no, I was not happy. To me, a lot of people were saying that that was the best part of the episode, when Emily punched Sarah. To me, my favorite part of the episode was when Cece goes to set off the detonator and it doesn't go off, and she's like, damn. That summed up the episode perfectly, because there was all this build up that it could explode, and then nothing happened. Big disappointment, right? My Bookish World. Also, Marlene said it was a summer of answers and nothing got answered. We got a few answers tonight, but I agree. Like, nothing major got answered. We have another killer on the loose because somebody killed Jessica. So this sets it up for the Uber A kind of thing. And the 5 years in the future when they're like, he's coming. Okay, do you guys think that they know who he is, or are they just making an assumption on who he is? I don't know. It's all very confusing for me. I also want to know if you guys are planning on watching in January, because right now I'm on the fence. I probably will, but right now I just need to cool off. I'm riled up. I'm riled up. Sharon, is that how you say your name? They were so disappointed in the why of the show. That this was crappy and shoddy writing at its worst. They have completely ruined the show for me. Yes, it was really, really awful. I'm not gonna hold it back, guys. I gotta say it, because I was not pleased. I want my wasted time back. Okay. Let's see. If I missed your comment, then just re-comment so I can read it again. Cameron says, so disappointed. Yes. And Claire said, I wanted Ren to be A and Cece as Redcoat, but Sarah, what the fuck? What did you think? I wanted Cece to be Redcoat and Mama Mary to be Blackveil. And I wanted, even though I knew it wasn't going to be possible because there's like no logistical way of speaking or making it happen, I really wanted Ezra to be A. Maybe we can get him as an Uber A. But yeah, I was Team Ezra all the way, even though I knew it wasn't going to happen. And I was kind of like stealing myself for Ren. But then that shit happened? No. And I'm really kind of bummed that they made Redcoat and Blackveil two the same person. I really wanted to see two different people. And what, like, did we even know about Sarah Harvey's existence the night of the lodge fire, or did we find that out after? I know that was season 3. So maybe it was before. Olivia said, I was okay with Sarah because I was okay with Sarah being Redcoat, but Black Widow I felt should have been Melissa. Yes, I agree. I wouldn't have minded if it was Melissa either. Stephanie says, I'm also disappointed that Cece didn't have a more convincing motive for coming after the girls. Oh, I know. Like, oh, I'm going to go after them because they were happy when you were gone. This girl was cray when she was in Rosewood, y'all. Like, seriously. Can you blame the girls? She blackmailed them for so much crap. It was ridiculous. Okay. Mainline Mysteries says, also, Bethany was 17 when she died, so how come the flashback she was so close in age to Cece? Yes. Right? Like, that was, because Bethany would have been the girl's age, but they were really close in age. I just think it's more shoddy writing, to be honest with you. I don't know. Do you guys think that they refilmed it, or do you think that they just went with what they had? Because Marlene is so proud of herself, and notice how after the finale stopped, she just hopped off Twitter like real quick. I haven't checked lately because I've been on Big Brother live stream, but yeah, if you watch it, shout out Johnny Mac. Whoop, whoop. Anastasia says, I wish we could see Bethany's face. Oh, like all grown up. Me too. Like they hyped that up for no reason. Maybe Bethany's, well, no, that would be dumb. Never mind. Bethany's not in the barrel. Freaking in the barrel. Freaking. Speaking of the barrel, who the hell is in the barrel? They left so many things unanswered, and based on how quick or rather slow they move, we're not going to get answers in a season and a half. Like, seriously, how is that even possible? My Bookish World says, I honestly always thought Aria was A. I would have loved Aria to be A, but I want to say I read an article a while ago that she wasn't going to make the girls A, she wasn't going to make the bays A, and she wasn't going to make the parents A. And I was like, well, you just eliminated like everybody on the show. I want Ezra to be A, like Uber A if there is going to be one, because I have to see Arya's cry face again. You remember on the ski lift? That was priceless. I love that cry face. And that cry face was the cry face I made tonight after watching the episode. Sharon says, also, you can tell this was rushed, and the inconsistencies in the plot were so huge. Plot hole after plot hole. Honestly, even if they wanted to go this route, they should have researched their own show. They managed to mess up Cece Drake, Redcoat, and Black Widow at the same time, and I am frustrated. Yes, me too. Me too. Sorry, I have to scroll back up through comments. I don't have my glasses on because of the glare, so I'm like, what did you guys say? Like, what did you guys say? No. Okay. They did. I wanted Cece to be involved so bad, but I didn't think that they would go that extent. And honestly, you guys, I feel like they think we're stupid, honestly, because I feel like they gloss things over, and they don't think that their fans are smart enough to be like, that's not right. Like, what? That's no, well, no, we're not. And people put up with it, you know? Like, I'm not trying to get on you if you're on Twitter and you genuinely think the episode's good, because everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But people are on Twitter week after week kissing Marlene's ass, like PLL Freaks 13 would say. And I agree. It's like, no, call Marlene out on her shit because she needs to hear it. Not say, like, she should die, like comments tonight. That was just rude. Okay. My name is pronounced Reagan. I know it doesn't make much sense. LOL, you didn't butcher it. No worries. Okay. Sorry. Nathan says she didn't have a good motive. She said that being A was the only thing that she was A. She didn't have a good, no, she didn't have a good motive. It was kind of shoddy, to be honest. Steph says, how do you feel that Mona was the one that killed Bethany? That is a great point, because I really want to talk about that. Mona says, oh, I thought it was Allie. Well, how the hell, Mona? Another thing, like, maybe she just thought that she hit them, but she was so sure that she killed Bethany Young, you know? But later on that night, she pulled Allie out of the grave, or not, no, retracting myself. Mrs. Grunwald pulled her out, but then she helped her escape. So it's like, you would know that Allie's alive and that you didn't kill her. So what the hell? Like, I don't know. It's really confusing to me. But That's going to be my frequent word in this episode, I guess. Reagan wants to know, I want to know how Sarah even met Cece, and Jackie says, what is Sarah's motive? Okay, so Sarah met Cece. That's a really good question. Well, we know that Sarah was like the ally of her group, right? And they weren't too far away, were they? So maybe Cece was over in the town next door getting a coffee one day and sees this girl that reminds her so much of Allison. And then that night, she either kidnaps her or she like builds up a friendship with her over time. I honestly think she built up a friendship because it didn't look like she had Stockholm syndrome, but I could be wrong. Like, I really don't think that Sarah was held captive against her will, you know? What do you guys think? Do you think it was Stockholm syndrome, or do you think they actually have a friendship? Brianna says so many plot holes, not even funny. How did Marion get pushed off the roof when Charles/Cece was a kid? And that was a flashback with Allie and Toby's mom. Plot hole, yes. Yes, they don't go back and read what they have written. They don't go back and connect the dots. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. Cameron says, seriously, I don't understand why Sarah is even here. She's been irrelevant since she stepped out of the dollhouse. Yes, she has. Well, I guess not irrelevant anymore because freaking red coat, black veil crap. That's just so ridiculous. And then she's just like trying to say, tell Emily, I tried to protect you. When? When you were in the shower? Were you checking her shower for spiders? Good job, Sarah. Keeping Rosewood safe. Anastasia says, what about the PLL moms? Yes, I agree. They're going to be locked down there for 5 years because, you know, Kenneth probably ran away with Jason when all that shit went down. He's like, let's get out of here, buddy. Claire said, LOL, the moms are going to die in the basement. Not Veronica. Veronica needs to break a window and get out. Monica, hey, girl. I hated this episode. Me too, Monica. Don't feel bad. That's like a really, really strong consensus right now, I think. Maybe not a lot of people hate it, but a lot of people are disappointed. Because usually after an episode, it might be 50-50, but a lot of people were angry. Like the true fans. You guys know who I mean, because you guys are all here. So glad to have you guys here. Nathan says, I think A was originally supposed to be Ren, but they changed it because of Ren, because things don't add up. No, they don't. And I probably mentioned this already. Yeah, I did. I know I did. But Ren was, or Julian Morris wasn't even in the country when they filmed the original finale. So if they did do a refilm, so he was never meant to be Ren, but he was, but he was the closest candidate that they had, in my opinion. Like, he was the one that fit logically to the puzzle when they said that they weren't doing the transgender theory, and you guys all heard it. We all saw it. I mean, I know if they said they were, it would be obvious, but they should have just shut up and let us theorize, because Cece and Ezra were my two suspects, and that knocked off Cece. So never listen to freaking Pretty Little Liars, guys, ever. Brianna says, according to an interview Marlene just did, Charlotte got a cadaver and put it in the barrel. That's so dumb. Why? To frame the girls. I answered my own question. Where did you see this interview, Brianna? Can you link it or just tell me where it's at? Monica says, who the fuck is Varjak? I will. Good question. Because the only one that really fits with the Varjak thing would be Ezra. Because, you know, Paul Varjak and Holly Golightly and things like that. I don't even think Marlene knows at this point. They're setting it up to do things. I can definitely tell things are being set up and things are being put into motion, because we still have to find out who killed Jessica and other questions that we obviously do have. Like, I know a lot of people, and myself included, have just pages and pages of questions that are still unanswered, but they're setting it up to do something, but I'm not really excited about that. You know, I probably will watch it, but I'm not looking forward to it like I was this morning. I was so excited and so looking forward to watching this episode. Now I'm just like, damn. Steph says, so do the parents just live in the De Laurentiis basement now? Yes. Yes. And who locked them in? You guys, like, this is Uber A all the way, because both Cece and Sarah had to be at the dance. So who was at the De Laurentiis house? Was it Reese? Was he just kind of, watching out, like watching his back kind of thing? And if they're just going to live in the De Laurentiis basement, who's going to feed them? Will Jason just slip them crackers under the door? I don't know. Wait, most important question. Where's Tippy? What did Cece do with frickin' Tippy? Olivia says, I think Sarah and Bethany were twins. And we'll find this out in 6B because the writers did not mention the twin story. I'm pissed that they couldn't find a better actress for Sarah, though. You don't like her? I think she's like not, well, I don't know her outside, so I don't know. But that's an interesting theory you have. I don't know ages like off the top of my head right now. So, although they'd be around the same age, wouldn't they? They could be twins. When Black Veil was revealed tonight, you'll see it in my live stream or my live reaction. I'm literally saying like, who's that? Because they didn't recognize her at first with the dark hair, and then it like cuts away from her so fast, and everybody's like, sorry, Bethany, or sorry, Emily. And I was like, was that somebody related to Emily? Was that Talia? Like, what the hell? But no, it was Sarah Harvey. My Bookish World says, what if this is all a dream and Cece is still at Radley and she's just playing with her dolls? Like she wakes up and there's a different A out there? I would still be pissed. Either way, this episode was not doing it for me. Nathan, hopefully they can fix up the show for the rest of the season. Hopefully, I doubt it, but hopefully, I mean, Marlene will just have to do some major damage control. Monica says, seriously, you guys, I can't even believe it happened. Me either. It feels like an awful, awful dream, to be quite honest. She also is not sure she wants to watch anymore. Yeah, I can see that. I asked that a lot on Twitter, and a lot of people are like, I don't know yet. Reagan says 6B better be freaking amazing. Yes. And then Monica says it won't. Let's be real. Yeah. I had like high hopes-ish going into this finale, but now, no. Pretty Little Liars has been ruined for me. Are you guys excited about Scream Queens? This is so random. I'm going to get back to the comments. But I'm so excited about Scream Queens, but now I'm kind of like nervous that they're just going to like ruin it. You know what I mean? Oh, you guys. What is with TV nowadays? Stephanie is here. She says, hey, Angie, just joining your chat. I'm living over this episode and still can't believe what the hell happened tonight. Question mark. I love how you put the question mark at the end of it because I can't believe it either. Question mark. Reagan says all this buildup and bam, just blah. Cece being Redcoat would have made more sense. I agree because it showed her working both sides. You know, she was trying to help Ezra and then she was spying on Ezra. And I was like, okay, I had it in my head that Cece would be Redcoat. Yeah. And the thing with the transgender thing as well, like a lot of people were saying that the little boy at the Apple Farm's shoelaces were pink. And they even came on and said, no, they're red, they're red. Okay, okay, whatever. You know what? Fucking lie. Great, Pretty Little Liar. Grr. Nathan says, I think A should have been a guy or at least still a guy. See, I thought Charles would be a dude for sure. Well, technically he is. But yeah, you're right. You're right. I really want a like Uber A if there will be one because I don't see how they'll continue on to be a man. Because I feel like originally the show started out like catty, like something a woman would do, and now it's kind of transitioning into like more dangerous things and something more of a man would do. And my vote, Nathan, well, we all know my vote. Mr. Ezra, yes. Because such a sketch ball. And I thought Ezra and Toby were supposed to be in this episode. Where the hell were they? Are they in the basement too? Never know. Stephanie says the body in the barrel was the body Cece stole from med school from what Marlene has said in an interview. Yes, that is just so dumb. Like, why make a big deal out of it? You know, I know they're trying to frame them, but why make this huge deal about like, hashtag what's in the barrel? Hashtag who gives a fuck anymore? Sorry, guys, but I'm just gonna let it rip tonight. Monica says, yes, I mean, she dated her brother. What the fuck? This is sick. She ended it really quick though, didn't she? Like I don't think they ever did anything because that'd be kind of nasty. I would hope not. Oof. Jackie says, I think what bothers me most of all is that Marlene answered questions like who killed Garrett or what happened with Ian in an interview. Those were major questions. Guys, where the hell is this interview? I haven't even seen it. Oh my God. Okay. So if you guys can, I don't know if you can leave links in the comments, like in the chat room, but just like if you want, type it out and I'll go back. Or let me know on Twitter at PLL Chick 8811 because I need to see this freaking interview. Is Marlene back on Twitter now? She was like taking a break for a little while, hiding under a rock. Claire said, LOL, I bet Cece convinced Sarah to work for her by letting her use her shower. Yeah, that was the way. That was the way to go. Like, I'm going to lock you underground for a couple of years. And you wanna get out? All right, I'll let you out. Just come use my shower. Monica said they lied and lied and lied again. Yes, Pretty Little Liars. It's in the title. I shouldn't have expected anything less. Nathan says the fact that Marlene hasn't tweeted anything after the show ended. I know, she's hiding. It's really because people are being really rude, and I don't like that. Honestly, I did include her in a tweet that said I wanted my 5 years back, but I'm not going to say, Marlene, I want to, like, kill you, you're a stupid bitch. Like I've seen tonight, they're getting out of hand. So I really don't blame her for being off Twitter, to be honest with you. But, you know, it's just a TV show. It's everybody just take a step back. I'm riled up about it, but I'm not going to send the woman death threats. She's doing a job, you know? Stephanie says, I hated it. And yes, I mean hated it. And the reason I'm here is just to let out my freaking anger with so many fans who feel just like me. Welcome to this beautiful community. And if you're here and if you liked the episode, I'm not discouraging you from commenting. Please comment. Let me know what you thought. Honestly, I ain't gonna judge. Cameron says I better find out where the hell Maya is or if she's actually dead in 6B. I don't think she is, but we'll see. Yeah, I completely agree. Why play the same exact song when Allie's body and Maya's body were found? What the hell did Maya know? Maya had so much more to the plot line. And like Marlene was saying that Charles would have liked to kill Maya because Maya knew something. What the hell did Maya know? You know what I mean? And what was with her anagram? Miss Arya, you're a killer, not Ezra's wife. Was that just to spell out Maya knew? Or did Arya actually kill somebody? Because I thought going into this that the girls might have killed Bethany that night. There goes that theory. There's a window right there, and it just went right out it. Sam, hey Sam, I think they said Varjak was just an alias used by Cece or Charles. That's so stupid. Not that comment, just that, So freaking Cece and Sarah are everybody that we've ever seen bad on the show. Perfect. Whatever happened to what's-his-face? You guys know who I'm talking about. Cyrus Petrello. Whatever happened to him? Like, was it ever confirmed that Cece killed him? Olivia says her delivery made me laugh. LOL. Dre Davis. What do you mean by her delivery? I'm kind of confused. And was Cece the one that picked up Sarah from the hospital? You would think that one of the moms would notice, though, wouldn't you? Stephanie says, well, y'all can let me know who's who Uber is or killed Maya or the whole stupid whenever y'all continue watching because I won't be watching anymore ever. Oh, I'm like, when I think about it, I get really mad and I lean that way. And then when I like calm down a little bit, I'm like, I gotta find out. But then I'm like, nope, don't want to do it because I'm really nosy. So then I go back to wanting to find out. But I'm thinking about just Wikipediaing it, to be honest with you. Maybe watching PLL Freaks 13 if they continue doing their videos. Steph says, let's go back a few hours and just remain excited forever. Yes, I was in such a great mood today at work, and now I'm just going to go tomorrow and be like, that really just happened yesterday. It feels like a bad dream. Lulu says, is Lorez's last name Roland? Because that's what Allie was writing on the chalkboard. I don't think it is. I do not think it is. Let me check, actually. PLL Lorenzo. All right. I think it starts with a C, but I can't be sure. Is Lorenzo Mr. Rollins? I like got a last name. I don't care. I just want to see. He's a brand new character, whoever he is. Oh, Lorenzo's last name is like Calderon or something like that. Something Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, so yeah. Okay. Brianna says it won't let you post the link. Okay. So is it on Twitter anywhere? Do you know? Sam is excited for Scream Queens. Me too. And they have such a great cast. So I'm kind of nervous at the same time that they're going to fuck it up. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Hopefully they won't like overact. Did you notice that Alex from PLL was in it? Spencer's little tennis hottie boyfriend. Steph says PLL gives me trust issues. Yeah, me too. Me too. Brianna, it's an entire Entertainment Weekly interview. Okay, thank you. So it should be on their site. Monica says, so the only thing I know about the show now is that the Pretty Little Liars are actually the writers. Yes, and the way that they always twist things, do you think the last scene could have been from a book Arya wrote? Oh, don't. Just give me a little hope, Monica. Jeez, that would be... Or Ezra, but no. I don't know. Knowing them, probably. It's probably going to be from a book. Oh, Olivia, her lines. Yeah, talking about Jory Davis and her delivery. I agree, 100%. Oh, man. Her lines were just so awful. Nathan says, where the fuck did Cece go? She just said game over, and then it went to 5 years later. I think she went back to Radley. I'm assuming she went back to Radley. Her ass needs to be in Radley for quite some time. You guys, like, it was ridiculous. Sorry, but not sorry. And then Sarah got out, right? After the 5 years were over, she was released, and then Emily's randomly walking. No, she was released. Was she released before the 5 years? Because that was really quick. But why is she in a graveyard, you know? Like, who's she visiting? Why would Sarah be there? Well, she's just fucking stalking Emily. Wouldn't surprise me. Lulu says Spencer slays with her bangs. I agree. They looked so freaking cute. I loved Spencer's bangs. I'm just like trying to refresh this really quickly. But yeah. Was Caleb still together? I couldn't really tell. I thought they were, but then I kind of like was thinking, well, maybe they broke them up and Hannah's engaged to somebody else. I don't know. Claire says, and Arya's hair color after the time jump does not fit her, in my opinion. Oh, that like light brownish color. I don't think it does either. Oh, Steph says she's got to go to uni now. Goodbye, my lovelies. Goodbye, Steph. Thank you for joining this live stream, even though it was a little bit late in progress. Nathan says if A was Toby, Ezra, or Caleb, I would have loved it. I knew they were going to use Toby because they've already used him. But yes, I would have loved it. I would have like been on the ground if it was Caleb. If it was Ezra, you guys, I've mentioned this, I would have done the cartwheel, and that wouldn't have worked out so well, so I'm kind of glad. I mean, if he's Uber A, then maybe cartwheel's still on. Maybe, we'll see. Sam says, what were Byron and Allison talking about that night she went missing? Did we ever find out? I think it was because Allie was blackmailing Byron because she saw him cheating and was trying to extort money out of him. I could be wrong, but let me know. What wasn't it that? Cameron says Caleb and Spoby are both still together in the jump. Okay. And Arya and Ezra don't get back together, right? Because I just can't stand it anymore, Ezra. You guys, like, seriously, tonight there were so many people like, what? Emerson's supposed to be together. I'm like, calm down. Calm down. Like, it's okay. Allie went off and married a man. It's okay if they're not together. I'm not hating on your ships, though. I'm really not. And Jackie said, the only reason I want to keep watching the show is because of Spoby and Caleb, too. Okay, yes, I agree. And I agree with you a lot when you love Spoby. And then it just started getting, like, really bad for me in season 5. So I kind of, like, more shipped Caleb. But yes, Phoebe will be my #1 ship for quite some time, I think. Claire says, I thought it was Cece after we saw the initial CD on Charles's slippers, but I gave up on that theory because Marlene said they weren't going to go down the trans route. Yes, you can go back on my videos and you can look about my predictions. It might be, I really don't remember where it is. It's toward March, April time when we had Welcome to the Dollhouse and I made predictions. And I freaking said it was either Stacey or Ezra that ruled Stacey out because they weren't going to do the transgender thing. I'm not going to get over that, guys. I'm going to hold a grudge. There's a chip right there. And wouldn't that be great if there was like a Dorito right there? Because I'm kind of munchy tonight. Allison says, I just came. I'm pissed as fuck for Cece. I'm so pissed. Yes, me too. Me too. I think everybody's a little angry right now. Nathan says if Uber A ends up being a better reveal than Big A, it's going to be so disappointing and embarrassing for the writers and Marlene King. Why would it be so bad? Like, why would it be worse if Uber A was a better reveal? Because I think that the show would wrap up nicely and you'd be like, wow, they went down that road, you know? But then again, Big A was a relative of the family, so it should have been like kaboom, but it didn't really kaboom. It was like more like just rage took over, like red filled my vision. I will have my live reaction posted as soon as we get done with this live stream. I'm going to clip them all together. It's not very long, but I just had to take breaks in between because it was kind of boring, to be honest with you. Summer of answers. Okay, Lulu says, what happened to the dollhouse? It was a big deal. Now we never hear about it. I think it was just somewhere for Cece to keep the girls. Maybe the cops raided it, so they can't go back to the dollhouse anymore, you know? But you mean physically happen to it or like emotionally happen to it? Because the girls don't ever talk about it now, ever again. It's just weird. At least I think it is. That's just my opinion, though. Gotta get me a drink more. So, if you guys had your way and you still plan on watching after the jump, where would you want the story to go? Do you want an Uber A? Do you want, more life stuff? Because I don't know. I just don't see what they could do for a season and a half without an Uber A. So do you think they would do that? Do you think it could be Ren for all you Ren people out there? Just had to give you guys a little something. Okay. Bird clock. That's for Liz. I lost my place in the comments. I'm sorry, guys. Brianna says, why did Leslie say Charles and Bethany escaped that night if Charles was already Charlotte at that point? Why did Leslie say? That is such a great question. Yes, because I wanted to say, apparently Leslie and Bethany hated each other, right? So it would stand after this episode that maybe Leslie was pissed at Bethany for what she did to Charlotte, Charles, Cece, whatever we want to call them now. But yeah. Maybe Leslie was a helper of some sort that we never knew about, or maybe they were a really close ally in Radley. See, we didn't get really enough pieces of the puzzle. Like, it just... And why did Mona want to stay behind and watch the whole Cece thing? Like, it was weird. I'm sorry, but it was. Allison says, what do you think about Sarah Harvey being not only Red Coat, but also Black Widow? I was pissed. I really wanted them to be two different people, and I wanted Black Widow to be good. Black Widow was supposed to be Endgame, you guys. So does this mean Sarah Harvey's going to come back and wreak havoc on these girls? Because apparently Black Widow is Endgame? This is really making me nervous. We know she's going to be back after the jump, which I'm like, oh, God, her face again. But yeah. Sam says, do you think it was Cece who drugged Emily and dug up Allie's grave in 3-1? Oh, I do. I want to say yes. Speaking of freaking predictions that we've had in the past, kind of things. Sorry, that just reminded me of something, even though it's probably not right. After Mona died, right? I thought it was Cece. That was my number one. Because she's like, she's in Paris. And I'm not going to be one of those people, like, if I get shit wrong, I'm going to admit it. You know what I mean? But she was in Paris. But then we have Mona saying, Cece drugged me, and, you know, you're paralyzed, but you can see everything. Bitch, I thought you said you didn't know who drugged you. Like, your eyes were wide open, so you could see the blonde hair peeking out. You could put two and two together, Mona. Even if she's wearing a mask, you're a smart cookie. But in the room, before she got killed, didn't she turn around and say, what are you doing here? And was all shocked? So wouldn't that stand to reason she saw who did it? More sloppy writing. The end. Nathan says, I don't really like the trans route. They should have made the yellow dress mini Allie found for Bethany. Okay, yeah. I don't like it either, just because they made the transgender person on the show seem a little crazy. That just kind of rubbed me wrong. Lulu says, will Jason and Kenneth wake up? Do we need volunteers to go kiss Jason? Because I'll hop on it, guys. I'll do it. Yeah. Monica says, yes, why the hell was Mr. D taking Bethany for a pony? Mrs. D taking Bethany for a pony ride? Or was that Cece already? Didn't she have an affair with Bethany's dad? Like, maybe she wanted to get close to her. I don't know. Maybe she wanted to get close to her in hopes that Bethany would retract her story about what happened with Charles about pushing Marion off the roof, and, you know, maybe let Cece out and be able to live among everybody again. I don't know. It really doesn't make sense. I'm like, call her Aunt Jessie. Maybe she was just like trying to pull her in so she would retract her story about Charles or Cece, and, you know, Cece would be able to leave Radley because they would see she wasn't really that crazy. Another confusing thing on PLL. Okay, Nathan says, I didn't like Sarah's character on the show. Me either. Jackie said she loved Mona, but after this episode, she's not sure if we can trust her. I agree. I really do agree. That I've always thought Mona know more than she lets on. You know what I mean? Sam says, why was Cece wearing a suit for the prom in the dollhouse instead of a dress? A random question. Exactly. And under the yearbook photo that she took in this episode, it said prom queen. You didn't even freaking go to school there. How the hell did you get elected prom queen? Like, seriously. But no, I completely agree with you, Sam, about the red dress, or about the tuxedo thing, because this is what got me when we saw that that episode. I was sitting there and I was like, okay, well, the transgender thing now really didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Simply for the fact that if she wanted to be a girl so badly, why would she go back and put on a tuxedo and conform to society and be what society wanted her to be, dressed as a boy? It did not make any sense whatsoever. And I think that was a man in that tuxedo. Is anybody else with me? Tonight, you'll see it on my live reaction when she was standing in the window at Radley before she turned around. I'm like, that's a girl, because it looked really feminine, you guys. Okay. When Claire said she'll kiss M, go for it, Claire. Starlight says, why would Cece want or need a visitor's pass to get inside of Radley? Good point. She should already, like, you know what I mean? She just should have a tunnel or something that she wouldn't have to have a visitor's pass, because you would think people would recognize her. No, guess not. Lulu says, what about the twin theory? Sarah Harvey could have a twin. She could have a twin. One had black hair and one had blonde hair. Okay. So you mean, could it be like, are you thinking one was black veil and one was red coat? Like it was two different people, actually. Allison says, yes. What about Ren letting Cece into Radley? Good point. I don't know. Maybe she had to keep this cover up. But then, you know, like I said, like, when did people recognize her? It wasn't that long ago that she escaped. And she doesn't look all that different. Brianna says, how long was Cece out of Radley when she left as Charles and came back as Charlotte? Because I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure it takes a lot of surgeries and time to transition from male to female. Good point. Good point. Because I heard tonight that she got out when they had the funeral, right? And then they came back. Sorry. They came back, and she was no longer Charles. She was Charlotte. So did Mrs. D take her somewhere with, you know, her kerosene money? I don't know. I really don't know. But probably a while. But like, where would she have gone? Like overseas somewhere? Who knows? Claire says, if there is an Uber A, I bet it's red. Ooh, dun dun dun. Here's the red. Nathan says, imagine Mona ends up being Uber A. I would love that too. I would too, because I'm convinced that she's kind of shady still. But then at the same time, I'd be disappointed because they've already focused on Mona. But yeah, I think I would be nowhere near as disappointed as I was with this episode, but I still wouldn't be as excited as I would be. Nathan also says, since Mona did play the game with Cece, yeah. Yep, she could very well be. And then Sam says, there were no boobs in that suit. I agree. No boobs whatsoever. So who was at the junkyard? Was that really Sarah Harvey? Or was that Cece Drake? God, you guys. Okay. I think I'm good now. Yes, so I'm just going to check Twitter because I got a new notification. So let's see what it says because I want to answer everybody. All right, so Diane on Twitter says, big question. Cece was at the prom with Sarah and grabbing Allie, so who locked the moms in the basement? Was Reese helping or just looking for Mr. D, who he figured out was Cece's father? Good point. We already talked about that. Wouldn't Leslie have known Charles as Charlotte and not Charles, or was she there that long? And why didn't she tell Mona? Why didn't she tell Mona? You would think she would have told Mona, right? I don't know. Danny says and won't let her comment. Well, if you respond to that message that I left you on Twitter that says if you're on now, then I will shout you out if you're here. Okay. Starlight says, didn't we see a suit that had been rented for prom, but Cece was clearly not in a suit? Correct. Did we see a suit that was rented for prom, or was it the dollhouse prom? Because I thought it was the dollhouse prom, but I am honestly not sure. All right. Lulu says maybe she didn't sleep with Jason because she wasn't fully transitioned. Ew, that's gross. Even if she was fully transitioned, I really don't want to think about that. That's kind of nasty. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Did you guys ever watch Pretty Dirty Secrets? I just watched it recently here, and Jason was like pissed off that she broke up with him, I think. But I mean, that's really gross that you let it go on that long, girl. I know you want a family. Go get one. Okay. Sam says, I would have loved if anyone else being Charles but Cece. Yeah, I agree. Although there were a lot of people before the finale saying that, you know, Charles was wrongly accused of trying to drown Allie, and that came out as right. I still didn't feel sorry for him, though. I felt sorry for little Charles when he was watching his parents walk away, but that was about it. Brianna says, I tweeted you the Entertainment Weekly interview. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And Jackie says, I feel so bad for Jason. He just found out he dated his sister, who used to be his brother. Poor boy will need a lot of therapy. I agree. That family is like so messed up. And honestly, you could draw a clue from the fact that, you know, Cece used that line in the coffee shop, you're always better off with a really good lie, as, oh, hey, she could potentially be a De Laurentiis, and they look so much alike. But then again, I think everybody was just thinking that it was Allie because they were supposedly so close together, or so close, you know, like friendship-wise, but I don't know. Okay. So I think we are going to end this live stream in a few minutes, so go ahead and get your last comments in or questions or whatever you want to talk about. If you want to say a giant F you to PLL, go for it. I'm not going to ban you. I'm not going to judge you because, yeah, I was doing plenty of that myself tonight. So go for it and let me know any last thoughts you might have because I'm getting kind of sleepy, you guys. Sorry. I just want to go ahead and thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this half season of Pretty Little Liars. I'm pissed that we have to wait till January for those of us that are coming back. Like I said, kind of still on the fence. I probably will go. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for commenting on my videos and sharing them and subscribing to my channel and telling people about my channel. You guys make my channel fantastic, and I love talking to you with live streams. So maybe we can have one soon again. I don't know. I don't really know if there'll be any new information to talk about, but I really want to keep doing stuff about Pretty Little Liars, maybe closer to January. Not sure. I know I will be reviewing Scream Queens, so stay on the lookout for that. And I'm going to be doing more giveaways on my channel. Some are going to be like booktube related, so if you watch my book videos, then they'll be there. And then some of them are going to be on my Monologue Monday vlog that I've just started this past week. So that'll be more for everybody. Like if you aren't into booktube, if you don't watch those kind of videos, you know, something for everybody on the channel. So okay, enough rambling. Sam says that was the suit for the dollhouse prom. It had the same corsage. Okay, thank you, Sam. Monica says, I'm sure Jason woke up and went to rehab again. He kissed 2 of his sisters. Yeah. Oh, poor Jason. I'll be his rehab coach. Okay. So that's where I'm going to be over the break. I'm going to go into rehab with Jason, and we're going to have a great time, you guys. We're going to have such a great time. Nathan says another thing I noticed was that in the video of Cece's reaction after the episode, Cece said she found out she was Charles the day before they filmed the finale. Who was the person under the mask in 525? Oh, my battery's running low. Shit, it's at 10%. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Not one bit. Because that makes a lot of sense to me, though, because they would have to keep some level of secrecy about that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So we're just going to go on a little field trip to my computer charger. So this is my kitchen. I'm going to answer everybody. We're going to go maybe about 10 more minutes. So if you guys have anything left to say, go ahead and say it. This is my dining room. Welcome. Welcome. I didn't know the battery would go that quick, or I would have brought the charger in there. All right. Now, where were we? Claire says, oh my God, I totally spaced on that. How was Charles wrongfully accused? LOL, I should have taken my ADD meds. Yes. I kind of spaced on it too a little bit, but yeah. Allison says, who do you think is the he the girls are referring to at the end? Uber maybe? I personally think it will be Uber. That's just me. Who do you guys think the he is? Do we think it's just somebody totally random? Do we think what have you guys said earlier, that Arya is just writing a book? That would be really shitty. Just gonna say, but I do think it is Uber. Nathan, Scream Queens is a new show that's coming out on Fox, and it's coming out I believe it's in October. No, it's going to come out in September. And it's like a murder mystery kind of thing. So if you just stick around on YouTube after this is over and you type in the trailer, it will show you. It's like a murder mystery with sorority house on a college campus and stuff like that. It says Scream Queens is an upcoming American horror comedy anthology television series. Whoa, that's a lot of words. So maybe kind of like a play on the original Scream with a new twist. I don't know. Lulu says you do great reviews. Thank you, Lulu. I really appreciate it. Cameron, I'm so confused. Does the A-team only consist of Sarah and Cece, right? Oh my God, I'm so mad. Like, I really wanted to go back and find out every person who's ever been involved on the A-team. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Toby was on the A team. Okay, well, we already knew that. But, like, Noel Khan was on the A team for a little bit. Mike was on the A team for a little bit. That would have been great. Sam, not Pretty Little Liars related. Have you seen the new Scream episode? It was amazing. The one tonight, I have not watched it yet. I'm obsessed with Big Brother and Johnny Mac right now. Like, it's kind of putting everything else on hold. So, I'm supposed to have Beta write a book by tomorrow. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Oopsies. But if you know who dies, you let me know, because if anybody dies this episode. Anyway, Sam, you should do a live stream for the finale of Scream. I'm thinking about it. I missed last week doing my Scream recap because life got kind of hectic on me and I wasn't feeling very well. But I'm going to be back at it this week, and it should be up no later than Friday. I'm going to aim for Fridays for those. Lulu says, how do you think PLL would end? Me waking up in Radley, and then Radley being, like, blown up, and me just laying in the rubble like, oh, my God, that just happened. It's really hard to say right now because the story is so up in the air, and they're doing such a long break. Because, you know, they probably won't come back right at the beginning of January. They'll probably wait till the end of January. But I want to say Uber is going to come into play. Maybe some people will die. I would love it if one of the liars died, because I think that would be, like, the pop that the show needs, because they need something, you know. But I don't know. We'll see. Claire says, part of Scream was filmed at my school. That is so freaking awesome. Oh my gosh, like the first one. Monica, or the TV show. Monica says she has to go. It's 2 a.m. in the morning here. Nice talking to you two. Thank you so much for being here, Monica. Nathan says, is Scream on MTV good? It's okay. It's okay. I'm enjoying it so far, more than I'm enjoying Pretty Little Liars at the moment. So you should definitely check it out. It's interesting. If you like the movies, then you should check it out, even if you've never heard of the movies. I recommend the movies, though, if you guys haven't watched them yet. Claire says, remember in season 4 or 5 when they were in New York, there were like 30 A's surrounding them. What the fuck was that about? So weird. And Nathan agrees. Yeah, I do think that was weird. I think it was because that's really hard. Maybe Allie was trying. I heard a theory that Allie might have been trying to go on the run again, that she really didn't want to go back to Rosewood, and that was all staged by her. Or it could have been Mona's army, and Mona could have added helpers. I don't know, though. Like, you know, they were trying to, like, ruffle Allie's feathers so she wouldn't come back to Rosewood. I'm not too sure on that one. But, guys, thank you guys so much for chatting with me tonight. I really, really appreciate you being here and kind of hanging out while I fix my technical issues. And yeah, I am so sorry that you guys were disappointed by the finale. I was expecting way better, that's for sure. Brianna says she's enjoying Scream more than PLL right now, too. Yes. And I want to see my top suspects soon because I have some crazy theories for Scream, but we'll have to wait till Friday to talk about them. But thank you again for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you guys, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and be done and say bye. And I guess we'll see each other for more PLL recaps in January and some Scream recaps until then, and maybe some more some Scream Queens recaps when it comes out in September. So I will see you guys soon, hopefully. And if you've missed this video, I'm sorry, but you can always comment down below if you've missed live chat. And yeah, I'm getting kind of rambly now. I think I'll shut up. All right, I'll read these last two. Nathan says, I love watching Teen Wolf, but I have to finish watching season 4 on my computer. I've never watched Teen Wolf, ever. And Sam says, spoiler alert, I don't want to spoil you, but there was a death that you won't expect. And Claire says, good night. Good night, Claire. And Sam, I was so pissed when Riley died. So any other character, I'm just like, get off my screen. You know what I mean? Nathan says Sam who died. Oh, I thought they were talking about a character. I was like, what? All right, so yeah, this is kind of getting more Scream related. So yeah, bye guys. And if you want to let me know who died, maybe the comments will still be left open. We'll see. If not, I'm just going to Google it.